All righty. First of all, we're excited that it's close to game day, a little over 24 hours until we play our game tomorrow against Idaho. But we've, really enjoyed this week. Just talking to these three guys in the locker room a minute ago, had a good time this week. And anytime, your players win enough games to go to a bowl game, it means you accomplished something that season, and we did. And the way we played and the way we fought back this season and finished strong. And it's something that we're proud of. And, the guys continue to work and believe in each other and believe in their coaches. And really excited about trying to finish off this season the right way. We got one more opportunity to play as a group, to play together, to go out and have fun. We've had enough fun at the bowl, and now it's time to have fun playing football. So we're excited about tomorrow and ready to play an outstanding football team.
Keller Lyle with Fort Collins, Colorado. Coach, you talked about yesterday, we talked briefly, and you said about the team having to lock in. Do you feel like your team is now locked in?
I do. Well, we talked about it after practice yesterday, but then we had to take a break and go snow tubing. I knew we were going snow tubing, but we were going to be over around 4 or 5 o'clock, and that's 48 hours before the first game, and talk to the guys about what we normally do on a Thursday before a Saturday game. I don't even know what day of the week is, but it's Friday to me because tomorrow's like a Saturday. So we talked about locking in. I thought we did that by the way they came out and had a walkthrough before practice. How we was crisp during practice. Fridays are a fast Friday. We try to fly around and simulate game speed. It was probably one of the best practices we had the day before the game. So I like the look in our eye. Now we just got to go play.
Michael Katz from the Idaho Statesman. You've probably talked about Nick Stevens more times than you like to, but he's just been really instrumental to, especially the way you ended the season. And I think if he had enough passes, he'd be the 6th most efficient passer in the entire country. Just how important is he to the success of this team, and how have you seen him kind of change since he got the job back?
Well, he deserves to be talked about. He's done an outstanding job for this football team. He started off the year as the starter, and we decided to make a change. And, a lot of times that's not easy to hear that. And, Nick not only said the right things of how he was going to approach the next day, the next few weeks as a member of the football team, was the way he acted and carried himself around his teammates. He was a good teammate to Colin Hill. He was a good teammate to his fellow players. He was very encouraging, and he also worked on the improvements that we talked about that he needed to work on, and kind of had a different perspective sitting back. And then when the opportunity came to go into a game, he took advantage of that opportunity. And he's playing at a high level right now. His teammates around him are playing at a high level, but it's really a difference between the way he played in last year and the way he's playing now. We're able to be a lot more balanced offensively. There's a threat of a passing game, and it's enabled us to be more explosive. He does a great job in our run checks. He does a great job in our protection, and he's got the confidence of his teammates. And a big part of that is I think he developed more as a leader of this football team in the time that he wasn't the starter, how he handled it, how he approached every day, how he controlled what he could control. And then when he had to come back in, I think the players knew that they weren't going to miss a beat because of how he handled every situation.
Mike Brill, Hard Level Reporter Herald. This is for the players. Offensively and defensively, you've gotten off to quick starts recently, getting stops on defense, scoring touchdowns on offense. Do you have any concerns with kind of keeping that momentum as you head into the bowl game, considering the layoff you guys have had?
Kevin, you want to answer that first?
Yeah, I don't think so. This last week, I guess the last couple of days, we've kind of done it just how we have the rest of the season. So the practices are the same structure. So I think we're pretty used to it. We're just ready to go.
Yeah, Coach and the staff put together a good game plan for us offensively. So I think as long as we're locked in and ready to go, we should be good.
Nolan, you have anything?
Yeah, I think the way we prepare really prepares us for those first couple series of each game. We come out and we practice, especially on Wednesday. We go through our special teams period and we come out and run a 1-minute drill right away instead of at the end of practice. So it's really knowing that we need to go out and play right now and don't have any really time to hold back and wait until we kind of get settled into the game. So starting games fast is something the coaches have stressed this entire year, and I feel that I will continue to do so.
Kelly Lyle from the Fort Collins, Colorado. And again, I'll ask any of the players, but just what do you guys think? There are players around the country now that are backing out of bowl games because of fear of getting hurt and messing up their pro career. What do any of you guys think about that? You're all seniors who probably hope to have a shot at playing at the next level.
Fred, why don't you start with that one?
We were actually just talking about this before we came in here, but I don't know. I don't think that I would ever do anything like that, just because it's almost like letting the team down type of thing, and focusing on things you can't control. So I don't know. I just don't really support it.
I guess, yeah. I think when it comes to college football, it's all about the team, but it's a personal decision for them, and I mean, it's their life. You know, they got to live with it.
I know for me and all the guys on this, as far as seniors, love playing football, and we know that every opportunity we have to go out and play the game, we want to, and play the best of our ability for ourselves and for our teammates. So, I mean, it's up to them. I'm not going to slight them for making that decision, but in my case, you know, every opportunity I get to go out and play, I'm loving it. And playing hesitant or scared or worried about possible injury, I feel like that's when you do get hurt. So if you're going into the game worried about that, it might be better for them to not go out and play. But for us, we love playing, and we're excited for another opportunity to go out and play.
Mike, the way you finished the season, you got there's a good feeling around this program. Would it diminish it at all if you don't finish this season right in this game?
Well, you know, whether you win or lose, you know, you're going to go back to work and, you know, build on the things that you did well and try to correct the things that you feel like you need to improve to take the next step as a program. But, you know, basically the question you just asked is something I've been talking, you know, since the end of the year with these guys, is that I'm extremely proud of this football team and how they responded, coaches and players. And that's not an easy thing to do when things aren't going well, to still believe in each other like these guys believe in each other when they, you know, when they're on the field, or to believe in their coaches and trust what their coaches are saying, and try to get better every week, whether win or lose. And we've, you know, finished the season on a very, very high note. Now, we got one more opportunity as a football team. You know, don't let that opportunity slide by not preparing and working like you've done all year. And if we do that and we come ready to play, then, you know, hopefully this season can end the way we want it to, with a victory. But we got to go play the game. We're playing a team that's a very good football team. It's won 6 out of the last 7, and driving a lot of momentum too and confidence. And they're going to be ready to play. They want to finish their season off on a special note. So it's going to be an exciting ball game, and I'm looking forward to seeing our guys go compete.
Michael Katz again from the Idaho Statesman. I guess this is for anyone up there, but last time you guys played here was a pretty wild one with the onside kicks and that crazy finish. Did that kind of feel like a turning point in your guys' season? Because after that, it kind of seemed like you guys really kind of got going.
Well, you know, we walk in, you know, into any football game with the expectation that, you know, you should expect to win, because the way you've prepared, the way you've worked throughout the off season, how you've worked that season, you know, and for whatever reason, and, you know, this is just my feeling, not necessarily the players, I didn't know if we believed yet that when we walk on the field, I don't care who the opponent is, we need to have the expectation that we're going to play well enough to win if we can, you know, do our jobs individually and collectively as a football team. We didn't win that ball game, but there was a little bit of momentum or turning point in that game where it was like, okay, you know, we can score some points, and we get an onside kick. We get, you know, 2 of them in a row, and there's some confidence that, you know, we're moving the football offensively, and then, you know, defensively getting the ball back there at the end. But we didn't win the ball game, you know, and that was my message after the ball game. You know, we believe that if we'll do what we're supposed to do, work, buy in, believe in each other, then we'll have a chance to win on any given Saturday against any opponent. And you know, we made a statement in that locker room, or I did, and we're not losing again. Now, obviously, we lost the game to Air Force, but I think from that moment on, we played with and prepared with the expectation that we were going to go out and expect to win every Saturday.
Kelly Lyle again from the Colorado. And for any of the players, just how important, obviously this game is finishing this season that you're in, you had a great finish, but how much can this game and what you do in this game influence the future of Colorado State's program? You guys are all seniors. Is this a chance to leave sort of a legacy with what you do in this last game?
Nolan, how about you start with that?
Absolutely. I know when we came in as freshmen, we all came in when the program had been 3-9 3 years in a row, and then our redshirt freshman year we went 4-8. So we all kind of made the decision that we wanted to put this program in the right direction. We all came from winning programs in high school, and we expected to win as players. So to finish this year off and really kind of get this program going again in the right direction is going to be huge for us. And as seniors, we want to leave that legacy that will leave a platform for the next team to stand on as they go into the next year, and with the new stadium and everything that's going on with our program. And it's very exciting, and we're sad we're not going to be a part of it moving forward, but we felt we've left a legacy as far as how to prepare and what it takes for a team to be successful. And we want to finish this year off well for us to be able to look back on it and say we did something to get this program going in the right direction.
Fred?
Yeah, I mean, like Nolan said, the fun's in the winning. And we came in and the program wasn't doing good, and we turned it around a little bit, but I think it's just going to be huge if whatever goes on. But setting a statement for next year, and I know the coach has been talking about it a lot, but just carrying that momentum into the offseason for the team and things like that, it'll just be a lot easier to get going, I feel like, and having the standard of, playing to win and trying to get to the status of being a champion in the conference.
Kevin, you got anything? You don't have to.
Theo Lawson with the Lewiston Tribune. This is for both Fred and Nolan. Kind of the same question about Nick Stevens. And just kind of talk about how he's handled. Must have been a roller coaster of the season individually for him, and then kind of came out on the right side of it.
Nick started out rough against Colorado, and then Colin came in, but he handled the situation like he was a starter the whole time. Didn't get down or anything like that, just kept preparing like Coach was saying earlier. We knew he could play last year. He started for us all year, and then this year it ended up coming back to him, and it was his spot. So, I don't think we skipped a beat as an offense at all. We have all the confidence in him, and just trying to give him enough time back there to do his thing.
Yeah, I feel he handled the situation in the best way possible in the situation he could. It'd be tough for anybody to lose a job, especially the high-profile job as a quarterback, and be benched and then be asked to come back and play again. And like Fred said, he continued to prepare like he was a starter the entire time, and he played that way when he returned. Like he said, Colin went down Utah State game, and he ended up coming in, Nick, and leading us back in order to win the game. So Nick is just a testament to who he is as a man and what he's able to do, given his circumstances, and not to get too down on himself and continue to prepare like it's his team the way he has. And the success is all deserved for him because of the way he's been able to prepare and work.
Matt Stevens from the Port Collins, Colorado. Mike, a couple players entered the season with a lot of expectations surrounding they'll be playing their last game. I'm thinking of Patone Balta and Jordan Baton, two guys who on the field didn't translate to the results you're wanting. From your perspective, how difficult has this season been for those two guys?
Well, you'd have to ask them, what their feeling is on the season. But to me, I think both of them were integral parts to our success. Fatone did not have the stats or maybe the end of his career that he envisioned when he came here. But like I tell all those guys sometimes is, we've got this picture, this storybook that we've written out for ourselves, and it always doesn't happen that way, and sometimes you have adversity or you fail. That's okay. That's how you grow. Fatone came out here, and I thought he brought a work ethic to the quarterback room. I thought he brought competition to the room. I thought he was able to help Colin Hill learn how to prepare and study and that's only going to pay big dividends down the road. Nick Stevens is a better player this year, in my opinion, because of having to compete and having to go through adversity and knowing what he wanted to fight for. And I think turned him into a better quarterback, and he's playing at an extremely high level. Like I've told you guys before, higher level than a lot of quarterbacks that I've coached. Jordan Vaden, we made a decision to move him to defense. We needed depth there. We created depth. I told Coach English the other day, I thought Jordan Vaden and Kevin Nutt were competing as hard as any two guys we had the last 3 or 4 practices. So that tells me that he's in it. Things don't always go the way we want, whether it's 8 interceptions or we throw 20 touchdowns, but no, there's going to be adversity. But I'm glad those 2 guys are on our football team and part of this program.
Mike Brohart, this is for you, Kevin. Your defense down the stretch, you face some very run-oriented offenses. Do you have to change up a little bit? How big is the change up, I guess, going against a team that's pretty adept in the passing game?
I don't think it's too much of a difference. We've somewhat faced that offense this year. The formations, they're very common in what we've played against this year. So I don't think there's much of a change. Maybe a little bit more pass than usual, but we're ready to go.
Mike, Josh Wright from the Spokesman Review of Spokane, Washington. Just talk a little bit about how much you've encountered Coach Petrino in the past with him in the SEC as well. I'm familiar with his system offensively, and then just what stands out about the Vandals that jumps out on tape to you?
Well, first time I got to meet Coach was last night. We had a dinner, but definitely knew of Coach when he was at, as Arkansas as an assistant, and Arkansas was a team that was always very innovative to me in their offense, because they used tight ends. They, whether it was 2-back or 1-back, they had a tight end attached most of the time, and that's something that I like to do offensively, to have the tight inside run game and some play action. And then, like everybody, they get in some spread stuff. He's probably a little more spread than he was back in the days at Arkansas, but always found ways to move the ball, not just through the air. When you watch teams, to me, you watch them play offensive football in a run game. Are they able to actually scheme you up and know that a blitz is coming here? And those style offenses did. They always did not have a lot of wasted plays offensively. They knew how to get the run into the right look. So that was always pretty impressive to me. Their team offensively is a little bit different, as Kevin just talked about, as far as what we've seen the last 3 or 4 weeks, but it's pretty similar to what we do out of our 11 personnel in some of the formations. So, our defense has gone against that personnel in some of those schemes all year. Spring practice, fall camp, we always do a lot of good on good, so there will be a lot of carryover there. Their quarterback is a heady player that gets them in the right place, gets the ball to the playmakers, so they pose a threat. Defensively, they've been opportunistic. They're a 4-down, a 3-down front, and their 8 victories, I believe they're plus 12 in turnover ratio, and that's been the keys to their victories. And they do that because they create confusion. They jump from a 4-down front to a 3-down front, and sometimes there's some miscommunication up front or with the quarterback, which causes lost yardage plays or causes balls to be thrown into coverage. So, we're going to have to do a good job. Like any bowl game, you got to expect the unexpected when somebody has time to work on it and prepare for you. So, it's going to be a rules game. Defensively, we got rules for formations and gap control and coverage rules, and we got to know our rules. We got to do our job and play hard. Offensively, it's going to be the same thing. Identifying, who the guys are that we're going to block and what routes we're going to run versus certain coverages, and go play.
Any other questions for Colorado State? All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, Fred.